Hello, this is Big A with ETF Trend Trading, and I did a short teaching on one of my recent member-only webinars, and I thought I'd go ahead and pass it on to you because it is a little funny, but it also has a lot of trading truths to it. And as you can see, the title is Why Women Typically Are Better Traders. And of course, what I share is 100% stereotyping. Um, but I do believe that you will agree with me in a general sense, and obviously there are exceptions to the quote rule here. Okay, so I am a married man, and I do have a little bit of insight into this, and a lot of insight into trading. Okay, so number one is that women in general are more patient and have more patience. Well, being patient in trading is really important. You've got to wait for the right trade to come to you. I always teach my students the hardest thing to do is to sit on your hands when there is no signal. But after a while, you'll get good at it. So I think being married will teach you patience. Having kids will teach you patience. So if you have that, you already got a big step up. And if not, the markets will definitely teach you patience. Hopefully, you can learn through others' mistakes or this analogy rather than losing your funds by not having patience and chasing trades or not waiting for signals. Two, in general, women admit when they're wrong quicker and easier. So, when confronted with something, are easier to say, uh, "You were right" or "I was wrong." Now, for men, in general, that's a hard thing to say. I was wrong. So I tell that to members. The very few times per year I'll make a mistake on a blog or webinar, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. I'll say, you know what? I go, you're absolutely right. I go, that part is a little bit off right there. Maybe 5 cents. Nothing, no major mistakes, of course. But it's real important to admit when you're wrong, because if you can't, this is so important. Please listen. If you can't admit when you're wrong, or if the trade just is going against you, and you're tempted to move your stop, then you're absolutely going to blow up your whole account. Okay, so you've got to be able to admit when you're wrong. And in general, women are better than that. Maybe you agree, maybe not. In general, women are more teachable, meaning that you can give them a new task, and they'll be able to do things. My wife, she can learn a lot of things a lot faster than me. Okay, not everything, of course. I mean, everybody has their own strengths, but the point is you've got to be teachable. So you've got to be teachable on learning money management, position sizing, and learning a system, and learning patience, all the different things that being a successful trader require, not just the technical side, but the discipline and trading psychology side. And lastly, in general, women have less pride. And there's a difference between having pride in your work and thinking you're the god of the markets. Okay, you never want to get the god complex of being too proud, because pride comes before a fall. So meaning, I tell my students, when you have a winning streak, you don't get too proud and start doubling your trade size. Okay. Conversely, if you have a losing streak, you don't get depressed and quit trading the system. It's just part of the system. But especially when you get that winning streak, and also that pride of a trade that goes against you. Sure, you might have every technical thing lined up. You might have followed the system correctly and done the trade, and it just goes against you. Folks, that just happens sometimes. That's the way trading works. Okay, nobody has 100% batting average. Nobody has 100% winning rate. So you've got to drop the pride and just let the trade hit the stop, the risk stop, and go ahead and lose your 1% or 1.5% or whatever you risk. Not a big deal. Okay. So men, that's something to work on for you if you're watching to this video. Less pride. So there is hope, and it's simple. You just need to learn to think like a trader. That's the answer. Learn to think like a trader, and hopefully you learned something from this lesson. And please email with any comments or questions, or on my blog. Put them down there. Thanks. Bye-bye.